Hi everybody, I'm Charlie. This is On Air, my Beatles collection. Today I'm going to show you another oddball one-off item. It's a fan-made item, and it's similar to something I showed on a recent program where I showed you a fan-made box of VJ albums on CD. This is a little different. This is a fan-made box of variations of the Beatles Yesterday and Today on CD. And box is a little beat up because as I said, it was a custom-made one-off thing. Lots of references to different real and imagined Yesterday and Today covers. There's the top of the box. The back has not only song titles, but references to Capitol albums in the U.S. You open the box, and I'll show you what's inside here in a minute. First thing is there's some paper goods in here. So it starts with two of the Ron Tepper letters regarding callback. This is their little tiny things. This one has been heavily reproduced in 8.5 by 11, and in fact, I have one on the wall back here with my partially peeled Butcher album. Next to that, you can't see it in the picture, but next to that, I have an 8.5 by 11 reproduction of his recall letter explaining what the heck they were thinking with the Butcher cover. And here's another letter that Ron Tepper wrote. And Ron was the manager of Press and Information Services. Also in this box, there's a small reproduction of the original poster for the Butcher album. And then here's one that said, "Buy Beatles here," after they changed the cover to the more famous, more prevalent and more acceptable trunk cover. Some would say boring trunk cover. And here's a version of the trunk cover picture that shows the bottle on the table and the curtain in the background, and a lot different than what you saw here. And of course, it's in the opposite direction as well as this picture. So anyway, that's just some paper stuff that's inside the box. And then the first thing you see is a Butcher cover CD. I'm going to take it out of the plastic. This is in a hardcover cardboard jacket. It's inside a paper inner sleeve. And this is what the CD looks like. So it's got the Capitol color band. This is a mono, not stereo. Anyway, that's that. That's the first one in there. And I'll show you the back again. There's no RIAA marking on the bottom either. So that's that one. And then the next one is actually a trunk cover, but if you look closely, you might be able to see Ringo's V-neck under there. This is actually a paste over, replica of a paste over, so they have the picture Butcher cover underneath, and they put this in as a paste over. The back is the same as the others. I'm sure the CD is the same too, but let's take it out and take a look. There you go. Nicely done. The next one, and there's several more coming here. There's several in this box. This one has a silver trunk cover. Then the back is the same. I won't take that one. I won't take the CD out. And here's another variation. This one is the trunk cover. I don't believe this ever was actually put on any albums, but I believe it was. This picture, this way, was put on the 8-track, I believe. If you know that for sure, I do not have that 8-track, if that's the case. I don't have an 8-track of the album Yesterday and Today in any form, with any cover. But I believe this might have been used for the 8-track. But again, this is a CD. These are all unofficial, of course. And the next one is another variation on the trunk cover. Only this has the song titles on the front and a different configuration for the lettering. I'm not sure what that one was all about. And then there's two more, believe it or not. This one is another variation on the trunk cover. They cropped the picture so you don't see the bottle on the table in this one. And then a little more design element to the print with the song titles and the album title. I don't know if any of these were used as actual covers anywhere else in the world. They were not used by Capitol in the US, to my knowledge. I've never seen them. I have a paste over, and I have a partially peeled on the wall over here that I was pointing to before. But I don't have an 8-track, and other than that, I have a bunch of standard trunk covers. This one is kind of weird. It's 2 trunk cover pictures sideways. So anyway, I don't know what that was all about either. I'm going to check this label just to see if there's any difference from any of the others, and I don't believe there is. So all these CDs are exactly the same. They would play the exact same music. The idea here was, in this particular box set, was just to highlight the variations of Yesterday and Today. So all those CDs came out of this box, and there's pictures on the sides of the box with all of these various album covers. There's that picture on the top of the box that I showed you at the beginning. Anyway, not a super special item, but I'm a little bit of a completist. I'm kind of a sucker for box sets as well. So that was something I thought was unusual, and I picked it up on eBay many years ago. I won the auction for it. Anyway, this guy used to do these one-off items. I don't know if he had connections to a record company or not, because a lot of the pictures look very well done, and in many cases they're not pictures that are typically found. So, and I never saw this picture. Maybe some of you are familiar with having seen that before. I never saw that picture before, and I like the idea of having a partially peeled picture on the cover. Anyway, it was a novelty item to have, and just something I thought I'd show you guys. I have several boxes like this. I have a few more coming up in a couple of future videos, so stay tuned, and I'll show you some more oddball stuff. But that's it for today, so take care. Thanks for stopping by. If you like this video, please hit the like, thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber yet, please subscribe. And if you know anything more about any of these covers that might have been actually used somewhere in the world that I'm not familiar with, drop that in the comments. We'd all be happy to know that. So that's it for now. Take care. See you. Bye.